Andy.
Good afternoon, Mahendrahills. So, in front of me, different kind of audience.
Audiences for him,
There are eminent personalities, speakers, faculty members from different colleges. Among them, students are also here. As it was told that I have been invited here for an invited talk. So I have been given a chance so you can speak. It's much liberal, but you should speak whatever you feel relevant. So, taking that advantage, and they have given me very few minutes. On this occasion, I would like to say few things before you. First of all, I am congratulating the Telangana Social Welfare Residential Degree and PG colleges for women's. Mahendrahills, college, and the convener principal, Madam Madam, and others team organizing such a big seminar here, 2-day big seminar here. So, on behalf of me, I am requesting all of you to congratulate them by giving big claps. Because in my introduction it was told that I am the National Joint Organizing Secretary for ABRSF. This ABRSF is an organization working among the teaching community. It is the world's largest teachers organization. I am the national office bearer. I used to travel to different parts of the country and I used to travel many universities and all. So I find very few people who is organizing this kind of seminars. I am not delayed. Many seminars are being organized from different corners on different topics, especially social sciences on some different topics. There will be different seminars on particular NEP and some other different. So when it comes to the chemistry, today whatever the seminar is organizing, so I have been in regular touch with your madam. I know to organize a seminar is not an easy task because of the entire team. They worked as a team and they tried to make it a success. And today I came to know morning session. Really, the DST chairman and annual social and education colleges secretary Loran Rosa and Hyderabad Central University Vice Chancellor Vijay Rao, many other people participated and other prominent people are here and some other prominent people are going to come. So bringing all these three together is not an easy task. So that's why once again I am congratulating the organizer for organizing time. I am thankful to them for organizing, for inviting me for this seminar, for this invited talk. So I would like to focus on two, as it was mentioned, National Education Policy 2020. I don't know how many of you gone through that policy. Even you may go on or not, but at least, yes, you know the gist of the policy. So, just I am asking, we know the gist of the policy, what it aims, what is there in that policy. I know. Please, I request you, those who knows, please raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. So, this is not a separate scenario. Everywhere, wherever I am going, wherever I am interacting with the audience, majority, they don't know anything about this policy. So really it is unfortunate. People don't think otherwise, because after a long time, the new National Education Policy 2020 has been introduced. Right now it is implementing. After 34 years, the previous policy and present policy, the gap between the two policies is 34 years. Remember this. And these 34 years, what are the changes, developments that has been taken place? It is a very big story. I won't say the story, it is a very big subject. Lot of things has been happened. Earlier, there was very few colleges, but slowly, the number of colleges increased like anything. Privatization took place. So many private educational institutions came into existence. So many professional colleges came into existence. Earlier, 3 decades before, if you want to join, you have now more options. Either you have to join the government degree college or ITI, Polytechnic. Very limited options are there. That also for very limited people. Slowly, a paradigm shift, you can say. So many institutions has come. Opportunities were, so plenty of opportunities came, and same time there is a very radical changes in the field of technology. We know the change, how it is happening. We know the mobile technology that today we are, just for example sake I am telling, the iPhone is bringing every year one new iPhone. Now 14 Pro Max is in the field. Every year 13, 32 Pro, before that 12. I know from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is the change? Yes, there is a value addition is there for each this one. I remember once upon a time, computer science engineering was very demand course. Now there is a called artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is being used everywhere. Like that, there is a lot of changes in the field of technology, science, and in many other things. Once using of technology is the passion or it is confined to very few people. Today, so everyone, especially when it comes to our country, we were the topmost users, either maybe the mobile phones or in digital transaction. We know the recently past, what kind of things have been happened. Today, a small village, they are using the digital transaction, the phone pay, or so many things are wherever you go. If you take a tea for 10 rupees, so he is using his mobile to pay the 10 rupees amount also. So such kind of revolution is in the field of technology, and opportunities are increasing more and more. Many inventions have become, but today's education policy, what we are going through is the policy which was given a direction 3 decades before. And after 3 decades, the new policy came. The new policy under the leadership of Kasturi Rangan, who is the former ISRO chairman, and before that that the prominent people who were there in that committee. Almost they took 3 years of time to prepare this policy. The entire members of the policy, they gone through the different countries' education policy and what kind of developments are being taken place, and they have reached maximum stakeholders, and every proposals, draft kept in the website for common people. Anyone can do suggestions. I think for the first time, not hundreds or thousands, lakhs of suggestions has been come, and finally this draft has been come forward. Because I have given very few minutes of time, in this few minutes of time I am unable to explain what the national education policy is saying. So if you want to understand things, very simple. 3 years degree course is there. The new education policy says that not 3 years, you have to go for 4 years. I know multidisciplinary campuses, only engineering, only medical, only pharmacy, only agriculture, it is not good. You have the multidisciplinary. If you want any kind of course, you can have that education at one single campus in one umbrella. I'm saying simply, what are the suggestions that has been made by the national education policy? There were almost 40,000 plus graduation college, degree colleges are there. So, the policy says that we have to reduce the campus number. It is not 40, 50,000, you make it 10,000 campuses. What is the main purpose is? Multidisciplinary campus is one, and another is the campus number. The number minimum 10,000. It should be beyond that 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yes, it is possible. So that is another one. And to encourage the research and all, you should, the policy suggesting constitution of research foundation, and a lot of money has been paid to spend on that. And further MPhil course will be there. And those who wants to study graduation and post-graduation 3 plus 4, the committee is suggesting other things, and all the institutes they classify into two. One is only certificate giving institution, and few institutions research oriented institutions. So this is also has been given. Multiple entry, multiple exit. First year you study, second year you don't want, yes you drop and you can go, and for first year we will give you a certificate, second year diploma, third year your degree course. And whenever you want to skip and whenever you want to join, wherever you want, join, wherever you want, go multiple entry, multiple exit. And ABC, academic bank of credits. A particular person studying in particular college, particular degree, if he or she finishes particular course, he will be given some score. And the same person wants to join some other institution, she or he can go there, he can join the college, and this credit score will be carried forward to the particular student from this college to that college. And there is one more choice-based credit system. Now, the degree students, science students cannot opt for arts. Maths, physics, chemistry, zoology, physics, chemistry, commerce, arts. So there is a bifurcation. Now what the policy is suggesting? The policy is suggesting that art students, if you want, take mathematics, yes, he can opt. A math student, if the student wants to opt history, yes, So this kind of flexibility, early childhood care education (ECCE). Now today we know the 7+3+2 education system is there in our state. What the new policy is suggesting? 5+3+3+4. 9, 10, 11, 12 is very crucial time. 4. And before that, pre-KG, LKG, UKG, first class, second class, they classified 5 years. And how this 5 years education should be, how it will be taught, and what kind of focus has been to given. These are all the things are there. So why I am telling all, if I want to explain, I have so many examples. So here time is not just, I am trying to draw your attention toward the policy. So if you want to just analyze what is the impact and how it is going to help the common student, just I will explain you 2-3 examples. With that, just you can understand the importance of this policy. Now, from our country, every year more than 1 lakh students. By 2023-24, the number may increase a lot, going abroad for their further education. The USA, Germany, Britain, Australia, many countries are there. Lakhs of students, and they are paying huge money per year, some 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs. If you include tuition fees, the number will be more than that. Who can offer all this? This means those who is having money, well off. Especially, I know many professors and teachers and so many prominent people, those who are financially very good at finance, they are sending their children for further education to other countries. And when it comes to the next level, those who are unable to afford to send their children to other countries, they are sending their children to the private autonomous universities in our country. There are so many private universities came up, from Shastra University, Tamil Nadu to, if you go to Ashoka University, Mahendrahills University, Bajaj University, and here, so many universities has come up. And here also the fees is not less, the fees is also very huge. But students are going, in these campuses, if you just see, analyze the number in each and every campus, it is 10,000 plus, 15,000 plus, 20,000 plus. They are paying huge money. So when I am interacting with these people, when I went to America, I discussed with the people. Our Indian students are majority studying in there in many campuses. So when I am asking how you are spending this much money, how you are going to benefit out of this, so they said, sir, now we are paying, it is once for all. Immediately after my education, I am going to get a very good opportunity. Within 1 or 2 years, I am able to coop up with my money which I am spent. Same thing in the private universities. Why there is a crazy to these universities? Yes, the students, those who are studying in these universities, they are getting very good opportunities immediately, finishing up their courses. And yes, what is there? Simple thing I want to explain you. Today, whatever the new national education policy is saying, all these things are being implemented in these universities. It may be the foreign countries, it may be in our country. There is an autonomy is there, academic freedom is there. They have their own choice of degrees, courses, combinations, ABC, whatever it may be. Today, whatever the policy is saying, they are implementing. Because of that, the students are coming up with bright skills, capacities. So they are getting good quality education. So now the government of India, this national education policy, wants to implement this in our country. In our country means who are the stakeholders, who are the students. Yes, the students, those who are studying in the social and residential colleges, they are the first, they are going to benefit first. The government degree colleges in our state or in our country, the state university, Usmania University, Palamur University, Nalgonda University, Kakati University, these are all the institutions that are going to benefit out of this new national education policy. So, I hope you understand the importance of this policy. There are many things out there. How we should give prominence to the mother tongue and Indian traditional knowledge, Indian knowledge system. So like this, there are so many things out there. Skill development. How we should focus more on skill development. Today, while sir explaining for the corrosion, so we took the example of Liberty of statue, Statue of Liberty. So I want to see that in our country, for anything now, you have to find out the examples from our own country. Recently I have visited Statue of Unity. Really I wondered, I saw the Statue of Liberty and I saw the Statue of Unity. So here why I am saying this specifically, our country has to progress a lot in all the walks of life, in all the spheres. It may be science, technology or social, whatever it may be. For that, lot of efforts has been required. And here, those who are faculty members sitting here, you are all the academic leaders. The universities or the principals or the head of the departments. So you are the people who has to guide the students. You have to nurture the students. So then you are going to get benefit out of it. And the other point I would like to say is now the country completed its 75 years of independence. Last year we have celebrated year long. Now country 2 minutes. So okay, I will conclude here. So on this occasion, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that country is celebrating. And the coming 25 years, it has been told that Amrit Kaal. If you look into the country's scenario, I can say with all my experience and my reading, and even you can discuss with the other seniors also, now the country is marching ahead. Now even though the country is not developed country, still we are developing country only. But when you look into the statistics, when you look into the so many developments, definitely we can say that our country is going to be a very strong country within few years. Especially when the pandemic, we know the corona, entire world watching us, Bharat is going to lose, Bharat is going to affect more, but it was not happened, fortunately. And beyond that, the vaccine that we invented, we have distributed this vaccine to more than 150 countries. And our own people got the free vaccine, 2 doses. So this is a great achievement. That is the internal strength of this country. Second, economy-wise, many last few years, everyone says that country economically is going into doldrums, crumble, this, that, all the nonsense people talk. But today, what is the position? We crossed Britain and we are now in the 5th position. Here we crossed Britain. So it is not an easy task. We achieved a lot. If you see the infrastructure that the country is experiencing roads, and the airports, railway stations, and big ports, whatnot. If you list out, in many areas, the country is marching ahead with so many hopes. Not only the entire world, the rest of, not only country, entire rest of the world also looking towards us. Bharat is going to be a very strong country in the coming days. Now the country is heading G20. We are now the leaders for G20 countries. G20. The world is looking towards us. The Pakistan and the Sri Lanka, so many African countries, now they are economically doldrums are there. But only our country, we should feel proud. Nothing is going to happen in the coming soon. Whatever become, we are going to sustain on our own. Not only sustain, we are emerging economical force in the world. So that is the greatness of our country. And friends, I am telling you the human resources of this country. The entire world is looking towards India. There are more than 50 international organizations heading by the Indian people, but other than that, another 100 multinational companies, they are waiting. We need a CEO from India, because the Indian CEO is tested, is proved. He can lead the country or the organization into profits. So that kind of faith that we got, and internationally, the foreign policy or internal policy, internal security, you take any aspect, we are marching ahead. Now it is our responsibility, when country is going to celebrate its 100th year celebrations, independence celebrations, we should just dream about our country. What kind of country I have to live when my country is going to celebrate 1947, we got our independence. When the country is going to celebrate its Indian celebrations 2047, we should feel proud about our country. Each individual, that we have to feel proud of our country, and we should not be the developing country, we should be the developed country, and the entire world, we should have a place, and our country called as Vishwaguru. So again, our country should stand Vishwaguru. Some people say superpower. No, we are not superpower. Samartha Samruddha Bharat. Yes, we have to aim for that. For that, each individual have to take the responsibility on our shoulder. Definitely we will achieve that. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Namaste.
Talk on NEP 2020. Now I request our principal ma'am to felicitate Gunta Lakshman ji, sir.
So actually our institute comes at the Ministry of Electronics and IT, so Government of India. So it is our headquarters is in Pune. So we have three sister concerns. So one is at Pune, one is at Hyderabad, and one is at Trichy. Next. So different laboratories are working on different fields. Like our Hyderabad lab is working on ultra-high metals, alloys, refractory metals like tantalum, niobium, hafnium. So I am very proud to say that every year 300 kg of hafnium metal we are supplying to ISRO. So this is a very big project. And recently we have implemented this Center of Excellence on e-waste management. So this is the first Center of Excellence in India. So that is there at the CMET Hyderabad. And this RVSS laboratory also we implemented, and I am proud to say that this is the first Government of India lab. So our lab is NFL accredited lab. So anybody, any TTE supplier, if you get the certificate from us, so our certificate is world wide valid. So if they see our certificate, so they can export their products to other countries. So our Pune lab is working on electronic packaging materials, optoelectronic materials, and advanced nanomaterials. So our Trichy lab is working on multi-layer ceramics, multi-layer actuators, and the nanomaterials used for electronic packaging application. So these are our headquarters, and you can see the main buildings. So next. So our CMET is also working as a center for materials characterization. So here we have showcased all testing facilities. So more than 500 industries or educational institutions we are supporting. Next. So actually for students we are giving a lot of discount for especially PhD students and all. So we are charging less. If they come with some examples, we are charging for examples like that we are helping. So coming to this ultra high purity materials, so we developed the technology for 7N purity. So 7N purity means 99.9999, means 7 nines. So that much ultra high pure metals we developed at our lab. So especially for germanium, tellurium, cadmium, zinc. So these metals we are using as a precursors for making electronic grade for making the wafers like 3,5,6 compound semiconductors like cadmium telluride, mercury cadmium telluride, gallium arsenide, gallium phosphate. So whatever now LED technology, so here we are using gallium phosphate. So especially I developed the technology for the purification of gallium from 4N to 7N level. So actually bought tried up to 5N. So our laboratory tried up to 7N purity. So one more feather added to our scope is, so our CMET is the first institute in India who are growing this single crystal, ultra high pure single crystal silicon carbide. So this is the machine which we are using for growing these single crystals. So by using this physical vapor transport technique. Next. So especially next. So you can see clearly the crystals. So that is 6H. This one black color is 4H. So these crystals we are supplying to SSP, solid state physics laboratory. So where these people are, they are cutting, lapping, polishing, and they are using these wafers as a what is that supporting wafer for growing electronics. Next. So coming to this Center of Excellence on e-waste management. So this is the total outlay of this project is 35.8 crores. So duration is 5 years. So the funding equations are like our ministry is funding 40%, the government of Telangana is funding 40%, and we got 20% from my industry. So whoever going to use this technology. So the vision is self-sustaining ecosystem capable of managing India's e-waste. So whatever e-waste we are generating, so that we are going to cater and we are going to develop the technology to recycle the valuable metal from that. In addition to that, we are having a collaboration with the academic institutions like IIT Hyderabad So we have collaboration with IIT Hyderabad. In IIT Hyderabad collaboration, we started MPhil course on e-waste management. So initially it was started with 5 students. So the next batch, due to the overwhelming response, the seats capacity is increased to 10 candidates. So the first batch, all the students got campus selections. So they started their career with a minimum 1 lakh salary. So that is one. And we want to strengthen this startup companies also. So many startup companies are showing interest. Next. Yeah, these are the important e-waste products we have taken, like waste solar cell panels, spent carbon magnets, spent PCBs, printed circuit boards, and waste lithium-ion batteries. Now we are going from diesel, petrol to electric vehicles. So in every electrical vehicle we are using lithium-ion batteries. So whatever this e-waste generated, the waste lithium-ion batteries, we are going to extract lithium, cobalt, nickel, iron, manganese, and all. Especially myself. So there are different 4 groups of working on 4 topics. So I am taking this extraction of rare earths from permanent magnets. So coming to this rare earths, so you can see the periodic table from lanthanum to lutetium, they are called rare earths. So the rare earth doesn't mean that they are rarely available, but it is very difficult to separate them from the ore. Especially separating individual rare earths from one another is very difficult task. That's why they are called rare earths. So these rare earths are 2 types, that is the light rare earth elements and heavy rare earth elements. From lanthanum to gadolinium, they are called light rare earth elements, and from terbium to lutetium, they are called heavy rare earth elements. Next. Yeah. So here you can see the global mine production of rare earths. So wherever you see, now here China is dominating with the production of rare earths. So only little bit contribution is there from Indian side. So now what China is doing, it stopped exporting rare earths. So if you see the GDP of every country depends upon the consumption of rare earths. So rare earths are very much needed. So that's why we have to extract the rare earths from our ore, whatever the e-waste generated. It is nothing but the urban ore. Next. So you will see this is the predicted growth of rare earth demand every year. So I have given application wise like phosphorus, magnets, metallize, battery alloys and all. So it is having tremendous increasing trend. Next. So that's why in future, so all these people are going to extract this rare earths from especially 3 sectors like computer hard disk drives, wind turbines, automotive industry and all. Next. So coming to this NITI Aayog committee report, what the NITI Aayog committee is saying, so up to these are the elements, like whatever red color you are seeing, like yttrium, iodium, dysprosium, europium, terbium. So these elements are considered as critical elements for 5 years. If you see for long term also, up to 15 years also, Indi, iodium, dysprosium, europium, yttrium, terbium, these are all considered as critical elements. So that's why there is very much important to extract. We should not simply dump or we should not throw this electronic waste. Next. So this is the growing demand. So lanthanum, cerium, iodium, dysprosium. So of the total production, 21% we are going to use for making these magnets. So you can see different. So depending upon the consumption, so they have their demand from grams level to metric ton levels. So whatever magnets we are using in wind turbines, so we are using these rare earths in metric tons. So even in automotive industry, so if you see most of the components, most of the parts of automobile, so we are everywhere we are using these rare earths. Next. So even coming to this dysprosium and neodymium, since 2017 the rates are multiplied like 81% to 89%. So it is having very good demand. Next. So as I told, so we are going to extract PR, sodium, neodymium, neodymium dysprosium from the end of life for permanent magnets. So recently we targeted orthogonal permanent magnets. Next. So there are so many techniques to recover these rare earths. So this is one of the technique called chlorine conversion. Next. So one more technique is called vacuum induction and magnetic separation. Next. But by using these techniques, we are not going to extract so high purity layers. So that's why we started with hydrometallurgy rules. So this is the methodology we adopted. Initially, so you can see the top one, there are magnets removed from the hard disk drive. So after when you give these magnets above their purity temperature, nearly 300 degrees, they lose their magnetic properties. Then we are removing that. So it is having one protective layer called nickel. So we are removing by hydrometallurgy route and mechanical route also. So finally we are making milling. So we are getting more than 100 micron size powder. So then we are going for acid leaching and solvent extraction, finally calcination. So this is the methodology. Next. So this is the methodology. You can see the final one is the neodymium sulfate. Next. So this is the flow chart for solvent extraction. So whatever neodymium sulfate we are making from acid leaching process, so that we are taking it as a starting material. Then using nitric acid, we studied the pH values. We studied the DEFA and PCA as two solvents for acid. This solvent extraction, we optimize the number of stages, stripping stages. So we came to know that so these neodymium, dysprosium, europium, lanthanum, aluminum, and Pr, they have the tendency towards organic phase, and sulfur, nickel, copper, boron, cobalt, they have the tendency for aqueous phase. Next. So we developed using sulfuric acid and hydrogen peroxide to remove that protecting layer also. So you can see easily how that nickel protecting layer is peeled off. Next. So by crushing, by using roll crusher also, when we are sieving, so whatever this nickel layer is very soft, it is not crushing. So it is just like aluminum foil, it is separated, and that core powder, neodymium iron boron core powder, we are separating. So in this route also we can separate that nickel protecting layer. Next. So this is the small scale process flowchart. Next. So this is the formula we are using because the solubility of different elements, neodymium, boron, iron. So based on that we are going to separate. Next. So if you see this, you can see in different processes like the starting material, leaching process, auxiliary route. So in auxiliary route, the concentration of Mg is increased. Next. So these are the EDXRF spectrums. You can see clearly 4 peaks of neodymium, which shows that neodymium is extracted. Next. So this is solvent extraction. So this is not a big process. Within 8 steps, we are able to separate this neodymium. You can see the 8 step 80 means not detected. So within 8 stages, we are able to recover extract. Next. So this is the pictorial diagram of solvent extraction results. Next. So here you can see the purity. So we got neodymium plus Pr 99.9%. So whatever we recover, this layers we can directly use for making again the magnets. Next. So you can see here these are the starting material permanent magnets, and whatever if you want to convert to oxide or oxalate, we can go using this flowchart. Next. So we developed the process for removing. So one of the review committee member told that why you are discarding nickel. Nickel is also having very good value. So for that we developed a process. So you can see nickel oxalate 99.9% pure nickel oxalate. Next. So we increased the scale from 100 grams to 5 kg batch level. You can see that last one. If you take 5 kgs of this waste material, we are getting 1.76 kg of neodymium sulfate. So especially we are buying this 1 kg having very good value. 84% ND is there, and majorly it is having 13.2% PR. So PR is expensive than neodymium. So it is having very profit. Next. So even laptop magnets also tried. So whatever we developed for hard disk drive magnets, that parameters are working for laptop magnets also. Next. So finally you can see these are the byproducts, default products like neodymium sulfate, neodymium oxalate, nickel oxalate, iron oxide. So all these can be used. So whatever iron oxide is developed, it can be used as a pigment in what is that paint industry. This neodymium can be used for again making magnets. So dysprosium is used for making fiber optic communications and all. Everything is valid. So there is nothing waste. Next. So in summary, for this we developed the process, and we came to know that that is 99.9%, because ND and PR we cannot separate because they come together. So that's why they are called didymium. And this what is that iron is also removed from 60% to 150 ppm, and our process is scaled up. So now we scale up for 5 kgs. Further we can scale up. So we filed a patent for this also. Next. So coming to my other topic. So this is we are working in multi areas. So another topic is like our lab is NFBL accredited lab for ROHS, restricted hazardous substances testing. So if you see the waste, there are so many waste like municipal waste, hazardous waste, biomedical waste. So you know what is municipal waste? This hazardous waste, whatever waste coming from chemical industries, biomedical waste, whatever waste coming from hospitals and lab. So we are more interested in electronic waste. Next. So this is the major difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So whatever electronic waste is there, so it is non-biodegradable. So the recycled materials are like plastic, glass, metals. Next. So this is the definition. So whenever any electronic good is beyond the repairable, or it is not functioning, some whatever broken parts are not available, we are just throwing, we are discarding. So they are called electronic waste. So we are mainly dealing with electrical electronic equipment. So wherever we use electrical current and magnetic field for their functioning, so they are called AAA products, electrical electronic equipment. So according to e-waste, so actually we are developing 57.4 million tons of e-waste. So in that 17.4% only is having mixture of harmful substances and precious metals. So we have to take care of only 17.4% of whatever generated e-waste. So how this become e-waste? I already told you, whenever the technology is updating like 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G, so we are going for new electronic gadgets. So the previous one will become we are discarding that, and any changes in style, fashion, status. So people are just for status also they will buy some new equipment. So earlier we used to buy small TVs. Now everybody is going for 52 inches, 8 inches. So like that, the production of e-waste is also every year it is increasing. And some people not taking precautions by handling them, also they are breaking their devices. So like that also we are generating e-waste. Next. So these are the most important methods involved for recycling this electronic waste, like disassembly, dismantling, upgrading, and finally we have to go for material recovery, like some easily removable plastic, aluminum, nickel, we have to separate. Then by using hydrometallurgy or pyrometallurgy process, we have to separate these other metals. Next. Yeah, these are the methods of disposal for e-waste. Next. So advantages of e-waste recycling. So we are going to recover these assets. So we we are not just growing it. Reduction of need for landfill. So like this, we are going to avoid this landfilling of electronic waste, and we are going to reduce the junk. So whatever we are reproducing or recycling, it is having resale value, reuse. So nowadays, this field is very good for job creation. So there are so many startup companies are coming, recycling like Romney, Atero, some very good recycling companies are there. They are hiring, especially this chemistry, metallurgy, background people next. Yeah, so to take care of pollution of groundwater, acidification of soil, emission of toxic fumes, gases. So it is the fastest growing portion of municipal waste. So releases harmful gases into the air. That's why we have to manage this e-waste. So who is responsible for all this e-waste management means the government, the equipment manufacturers, the society. So that's why recently the equipment manufacturers are coming with the EPR, extended producer responsibility. Means once the device, suppose if you buy a mobile phone, it is not working. If you return it, then you give some money back. So with that, some schemes these manufacturers are coming up. So especially the society means we have to take all this electronic waste. So these are the occupational exposure limits of some hazardous chemicals we can see. So lead, mercury, cadmium, hexavalent chromium. So it should not be more than 0.05 ppm. Especially cadmium is very dangerous. It is a carcinogenic. It causes cancer. Next. So these are the safety issues. Next. So coming to ROHS, where our lab is a certified lab. So it is a restriction of hazardous substances. So restricting the use of hazardous substances. So these elements we require, but we have to restrict their quantity. So it is started since 2006 in European Union countries. So it is called with different names in different countries, but whatever elements we identified are same. Next. So these are why we require. So as I told, next. So this is the objective. So to avoid the landfill, to stop the destruction of ecosystem. So we can see the people simply electrical cable. They are simply burning the electrical cable and they are getting copper. So whatever that ash, it is going to spoil our water resources, soil, and because of insulation, airborne dust. So like that, it is spoiling our air, water, soil. So especially our seafood and food also it is contaminating. So it gives adverse health effects. So that's why ROS directive is implemented. Next. So these are the hazardous, restricted hazardous substances. When they started ROHS 1, so this cadmium, lead, mercury, hexavalent chromium, polychromate, so next. So recently, next. So recently they have added 4 talents also, like distributed hexyl talent, butyl benzyl talent, dimethyl talent, diacetyl talent. So they are called plasticizers. Next. So here you can see where these hazardous substances are having application. So lead is having. So mainly it is used as a PVC stabilizer, as a pigment, even cadmium also. Mercury it is used for making what is batteries, sensor, relays. So mainly in fluorescent lamps and CFL bulbs. So and hexavalent chromium it is used for taking care of corrosion, so for metal treatment, surface treatment. And PPT, they are called as brominated flame retardants. So they are added to plastic to surface the packaging nature. So but if you see the third column, this is the maximum concentration value allowed. That is 0.1%. That is 1000 ppm. So especially cadmium, it is 0.01, it is 100 ppm. Next. So these are all the equipment comes under this ROS regulation. Next. So these are some of the examples like military equipment, even some medical equipment, MRI scans and all. They are not coming under this regulation, but I think this year onwards they are applying this last regulation to medical devices also. Next. So these people are going to be affected by this ROS regulation, like electrical equipment, electronic product manufacturers, electronic component manufacturer, metal fabrication, rubber, cables. So whoever is manufacturing, so they are going to be affected with the ROS regulation. Next. So these are the chapters as per e-waste management rules 2022. So especially chapter 5 deals with the ROHS, ROS regulation. So you can see schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3, all these list exemptions and all. Next. Next. So coming to this toxicity, so these hazardous substances are having health hazards like physical hazards and health hazards. Next. So these are the 5 major issues. Next. Next. So if you see lead, so you can see these are the different ways how we are going to expose, like through paints, sediments, oil, water, dust. Even if you burn petrol, diesel also, whatever that dust is coming, so there is a chance for lead. Once it enters our body, 95% of that lead will be technology adopted. Like initially, so you can see the top one, there are magnets removed from the hard disk drive. So after when you heat these magnets above their cooling temperature, nearly 300 degrees, they lose their magnetic properties. Then we are removing that. So it is having one protective layer called nickel. So we are removing by hydrometallurgy route and mechanical route also. So finally we are making milling. So we are getting more than 100 micron size powder. So then we are going for acid leaching and solvent extraction. Finally calcination. So this is the methodology. Next. So this is the methodology. You can see. The final one is the neodymium sulfate. Next. So this is the flow chart for solvent extraction. So whatever neodymium sulfate we are taking from acid leaching process, so that we are taking it as a starting material. Then using nitric acid, we studied the pH values. We studied the DEFA and PCA88 as 2 solvents for acid. This solvent extraction, we optimize the number of stages, stripping stages. So we came to know that so these neodymium, dysprosium, europium, lanthanum, aluminum, and TR, they have the tendency towards organic phase, and sulfur, nickel, copper, boron, cobalt, they have the tendency for aqueous phase. Next. So we developed using sulfuric acid and hydrogen peroxide to remove that protecting layer also. So you can see easily how that nickel protection layer is peeled off. Next. So by crushing, by using roll crusher also, when we are sieving, so whatever this nickel layer is very soft, it is not crushing. So it is just like aluminum foil, it is separated, and that core powder, neodymium iron boron core powder, we are separating. So in this route also we can separate that nickel protection layer. Next. So this is the small scale process flowchart. Next. So this is the formula we are using because the solubility of different elements, neodymium, boron, iron. So based on that we are going to separate. Next. So if you see this, you can see in different processes like the starting material, leaching process, auxiliary group. So in auxiliary group, the concentration of Mg is increased. Next. So these are the EDXRF spectrums. You can see clearly 4 peaks of neodymium, which shows that neodymium is extracted. Next. So this is solvent extraction. So this is not a big process. Within 8 steps, we are able to separate this neodymium. You can see the 8 step 80 means not detected. So within 8 stages, we are able to recover extract. Next. So this is the pictorial diagram of solvent extraction results. Next. So here you can see the purity got neodymium plus PR 99.9%. So whatever we recover, this layers we can directly use for making again the magnets. Next. So you can see here these are the starting material permanent magnets, and whatever if you want to convert to oxide or oxalate, we can go using this flowchart. Next. So we developed the process for removing. So one of the review committee member told that why you are discarding nickel. Nickel is also having very good value. So for that we developed a process. So you can see nickel oxalate 99.9% pure nickel oxalate. Next. So we increased the scale from 100 grams to 5 kg batch level. You can see that last one. If you take 5 kgs of this waste material, we are getting 1.76 kg of neodymium sulfate. So especially we are buying this 1 kilo 1000 rupees. So but the output may be in 2 lakhs. So that much profit is there because they are very expensive. Next. So we compared our material with alpha acer. So it is having very good value. 84% ND is there, and majorly it is having 13.2% PR. So PR is expensive than neodymium. So it is having very profit. Next. So even laptop magnets also tried. So whatever we developed for hard disk drive magnets, that parameters are working for laptop magnets also. Next. So finally you can see these are the byproducts, default products like neodymium sulfate, neodymium oxalate, nickel oxalate, iron oxide. So all these can be used. So whatever iron oxide is developed, it can be used as a pigment in what is that paint industry. This neodymium can be used for again making magnets. So dispersion is used for making fiber optic communications and all. Everything is valid. So there is nothing waste. Next. So in summary, for this we developed the process, and we came to know that that is 99.9%, because ND and PR we cannot separate because they come together. So that's why they are called didymium. And this what is that iron is also removed from 60% to 150 ppm, and our process is scaled up. So now we scale up for 5 kgs. Further we can scale up. So we filed a patent for this also. Next. So coming to my other topic, so this is we are working in multi areas. So another topic is like our lab is NFBL accredited lab for ROHS, restricted hazardous substances testing. So if you see the waste, there are so many waste like municipal waste, hazardous waste, biomedical waste. So you know what is municipal waste? This hazardous waste, whatever waste coming from chemical industries, biomedical waste, whatever waste coming from hospitals and all. So we are more interested in electronic waste. Next. So this is the major difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable. So whatever electronic waste is there, so it is non-biodegradable. So the recycled materials are like plastic, glass, metals. Next. So this is the definition. So whenever any electronic good is beyond the repairable, or it is not functioning, some whatever broken parts are not available, we are just throwing, we are discarding. So they are called electronic waste. So we are mainly dealing with electrical electronic equipment. So wherever we use electrical current and magnetic field for their functioning, so they are called AAA products, electrical electronic equipment. So according to e-waste, so actually we are developing 57.4 million tons of e-waste. So in that 17.4% only is having mixture of harmful substances and precious metals. So we have to take care of only 17.4% of whatever generated e-waste. So how this become e-waste? I already told, whenever the technology is updating like 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G, so we are going for new electronic gadgets. So the previous one will become we are discarding that, and any changes in style, fashion, state So people are just for status also they will buy some new equipment. So earlier we used to buy small TVs. Now everybody is going for 2 inches, 8 inches. So like that the production of e-waste is also every year it is increasing. And some people not taking precautions by handling them also they are breaking their devices. So like that also we are generating e-waste. Next. So these are the most important methods involved for recycling this electronic waste like disassembly, dismantling, upgrading, and finally we have to go for material recovery like some easily removable plastic, aluminum, nickel we have to separate. Then by using hydrometallurgy or pyrometallurgy process we have to separate these other metals. Next. Yeah, these are the methods of disposal for e-waste. Next. So advantages of e-waste recycling. So we are going to recover these assets. So we are not just throwing it. Reduction of need for landfill. So like this we are going to avoid this landfilling of electronic waste, and we are going to reduce the junk. So whatever we are reproducing or recycling, it is having a resale value reuse. So nowadays this field is very good for job creation. So there are so many startup companies are coming recycling like Romney, Atero, some very good recycling companies are there. They are hiring especially this chemistry, metallurgy background people. Next. Yeah, so to take care of pollution of groundwater, acidification of soil, emission of toxic fumes, gases. So it is the fastest growing portion of municipal waste. So releases harmful gases into the air. That's why we have to manage this e-waste. So who is responsible for all this e-waste management means the government, the equipment manufacturers, the society. So that's why recently the equipment manufacturers are coming with the EPR, extended producer responsibility. Means once the device, suppose if you buy a mobile phone, it is not working. If you return it, then you give you some money back. So with that some schemes these manufacturers are coming up. So especially the society means we have to take care of all this electronic waste. So these are the occupational exposure limits of some hazardous chemicals you can see. So lead, mercury, cadmium, hexavalent chromium. So it should not be more than 0.05 ppm. Especially cadmium is very dangerous. It is a carcinogenic. It causes cancer. Next. So these are the safety issues. Next. So coming to ROHS, where our lab is a certified lab. So it is a restriction of hazardous substances. So restricting the use of hazardous substances. So these elements we require, but we have to restrict their quantity. So it is started since 2006 in European Union countries. So it is called with different names in different countries, but whatever elements we identified are same. Next. So these are why we require. So as I told, next. So this is the objective. So to avoid the landfill, to stop the destruction of ecosystem. So we can see the people simply electrical cable. They are simply burning the electrical cable and they are getting copper. So whatever that ash, it is going to spoil our water resources, soil, and because of insulation, airborne dust. So like that, it is spoiling our air, water, soil. So especially our seafood and food also it is contaminating. So it gives adverse health effects. So that's why ROS directive is implemented. Next. So these are the hazardous, restricted hazardous substances when they started ROHS 1. So this cadmium, lead, mercury, hexavalent chromium, polychromate, polychromate, nickel. So next. So recently, next. So recently they have added 4 talents also, like distributed hexyl talent, butyl benzyl talent, dimethyl talent, diacetyl what is batteries, sensor, relays. So mainly fluorescent lamps and CFL bulbs. So and hexavalent chromium is used for taking care of corrosion, so for metal treatment, surface treatment. And PPT, they are called as brominated flame retardants. So they are added to plastic to suppress the fire casing. So, but if you see the third column, this is the maximum concentration value allowed. That is 0.1%. That is 1000 ppm. So, especially cadmium, it is 0.1, it is 100 ppm. Next. So, these are all the equipment comes under this ROS regulation. Next. Next. So the, actually under ROS regulation there is one exception list also. These are all mainly related to military. However, we are going to kill our enemies, so we don't require any regulation for them. So these are all comes under military regulations, even medical devices also. Next. So these are some of the examples like military equipment, even some medical equipment, MRI scans and all. They are not coming under this regulation, but I think this year onwards they are applying this ROS regulation to medical devices also. Next. So these people are going to be affected by this ROS regulation, like electrical equipment, electronic product manufacturers, electronic component manufacturers, metal fabrication, rubber, cables. So whoever is manufacturing, so they are going to be affected with the ROS regulation. Next. So these are the chapters as per e-waste management rules 2022. So especially chapter 5 deals with ROHS, ROS regulation. So you can see schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3, all these list exemption law. Next. So coming to this toxicity, so these hazardous substances are having health hazards like physical hazards and health hazards. Next. So these are the 5 major Next. So if you see lead, so you can see these are the different ways how we are going to expose, like through paints, sediments, oil, water, dust. Even if you burn petrol, diesel also, whatever that dust is coming, so there is a chance for lead. Once it enters our body, 95% of that lead will be
collaboration with cement during MRP research time. So we know a bit of the e-waste recycling and the rest of the DAT magnets. It is quite interesting that how he has spoken about from waste to wealth, the management of waste to wealth, and also the recycling of e-waste. So I thank the speaker for giving a comprehensive lecture on e-waste management and additive recycling. There's one question.
This Mark, so I'm also doing research in effective management of regulation of construction industry. So here we are facing some problems, sir. Just gone through some literature. So collecting methods. How do we collect the methods? Like e-waste, and how do we segregate this? So after studying all these things, after extracting the heavy metal, the leftover we are separating by smelting process. So it seems very good result, sir. Then how we are collecting the e-waste, from where you are getting that? Okay, that too we are collecting only particular printed circuit boards. So what about other things? How we are managing this kind of things? So this is what I would like to know from you.
So most of the recently when we started this project, so we procured from e-Parisara. So even magnets, there are so many companies available. If you want, I will send the list of e-waste suppliers. If you want, you can batteries, magnets, the printer circuit boards. Printer circuit boards, especially printer circuit board also will get total computers also will get. There are so many people. So what they do is they just sell and they sell. So this
on e-waste management and recorded by on awareness. I now invite to felicitate Dr. U. Ramababu sir. I would like to invite our principal madam, Dr. G. Nirupa, and Dr. P. Vasanta in Department of Chemistry, and D. Pratibha, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering and Industry.
These are the various products that we develop at DMR. Now, coming to the lecture today. Before getting into the lecture, I just want to ask you, isn't it? Isn't it? So, what is sustainability? I will not ask you that question. The question follows after that. Throughout my lecture, I will give you an example, students and others, and keep on bombarding with us. So, is it sustainability? Please don't answer. That's a mistake. Just keeping it on the line. I am a biochemist worker. And there are much more intelligent chaps who have blocked my way and made a separate group. Thanks to them. There is a separate batch. Now we'll come back to where, and frankly speaking, I am just a scientist. So we are not tuned to giving lectures or sermons daily. And half of you are teachers, and teaching teachers is even more difficult task. Isn't it? So my job is a very difficult task this time. So what I do, I will not teach anyone. I will not even try to teach. I will walk you through my experience. See, morning when the inaugural session was going on, there was a very good thing that has come out in the inaugural session. Plenty of big things were spoken. But in the digital world, the world is so connected that even lectures from MIT or IITs are very open to each and everyone if we have a mobile phone. So people who are really interested and want to learn can always learn from any of the lectures of the data content available in the world. Now you are dumped with so much of data that hardly it becomes difficult for us to choose which data to use. That is the kind of a situation because we are in an internet world, isn't it? You click on one movie, you will get 10 more movies. Which one to watch? One Korean drama, 100 Korean dramas. One K-pop song, 100 K-pop songs. Which one to choose, my dear friends? You click on K-pop, Bing comes Blackpink. Somebody else. Maybe Billie Eilish. I don't know. So the data around the world is so much so evident that you can browse through anything. Absolutely no problem. But what I want to do for the next 26 minutes or I'll stick to my time and close my lecture just 30 minutes. Done. Wherever I sit. But I'll walk you through my experience. Walking through experience for many of the high temperature applications, these transistors is used. Now, if you see a kinetic energy project diagram, this is the sorry, the marker is not there. I have to M is equal to mass and V is the velocity. Now, in order to improve the kinetic energy, either you can improve the velocity to have higher kinetic energy, or you can improve the mass factor. Because tungsten is very heavy, within the limited space, you can pack a lot of material into it, so that you get a nail inside stop, and then we cracked it, it broke open. But basically the concept is when you are hammering a nail, have you ever seen the nail first of all?
Yes, sir.
By design, how does it look? Abhi goal goal aa jayega. Isn't it? There's a flat head at the back where you hit it, and there is a sharp tip in the front. Oh, hopefully you all use pencil and sharpener. Still I use it because for my kids. And they know self-sharpening very well. They take a pencil in the morning. By evening I see all the self-sharpening effects. Now you should understand what self-sharpening is. You keep on sharpening, it goes. So here, where is the sharpening? Where does it come from? So when you use the nanomaterials, there is something called as shearing. Shearing means it goes, tries to come out from the edges, and it keeps on sharpening. Just like a sharpener when you speak not to us. Come on, yaar, मैंने scientific question थोड़ी लगता है. अगर you are not chemist, I suppose. You are all proud. Because I'm glad you have something in the liquid where you can't see anything. It's bigger. So initially we found that the oxide particles are still in the nanometric range, and then we reduced it. Or hexacarbonyl, and then do the organic reaction and added some surfactants to protect it. And finally we were able to produce tungsten nanopowders, tungsten particles. And yahoo, we got a nice publication. We have done. We got tungsten nanopowders. Okay, Kalyan, show me. Sir, the next question, sir. Sir. Be it a student, be it a scientist. My dear friends, life hits you the same questions, puts you in the same points, and our responses are humane in nature. Humane in nature. This is exact. We stand another. So we went back, worked for a week to get all the 4 pages, and then took the powder to him. Now once I took the powder, he called the next person who actually produces the product and said, here next morning you can come. So we were very enthusiastic, so sat there till the whole rod went into the furnace. After going into the furnace, you cannot do anything because it is shut and closed. Neither me nor the fellow, nobody can see. So we went away home at night, around 8:39. Next day morning, couldn't sleep well because you know tomorrow the results will come. The day before, hardly isn't it? The next day morning, 6 o'clock we woke up, and I know that furnace runs in shift. My rod is going to come out by 6:30. So early morning, woke up and ran to the lab. I went to the lab, people were there. I asked him, where is my rod? He said, sir, this is. And there he put, where are great Babajis? There. He also gave me with a plate. There, I said, where is my rod? No, sir, this is what came out. Or now, the problem was not why it became powder. The problem was that, what should I tell my director? Because last time we were too enthusiastic, he himself told me, go get the rod. Next day morning I went to him. He also asked me the same question, where is the rod? I told sir, unfortunately, I couldn't tell him to you like what I am telling you now. It's very funny laughing now, but down the memory line 6 years it was torture. My difference is that it was torture. We went there, told him, sir, this is the powder that it came out. Then he said, why it became a powder? And that time we have put a big rod and it became a very small thing. Then we said that, oh, something bad has happened. We went back and started doing the analysis. What went wrong? Now the problem here was that we were using ascorbic acid, which resulted in releasing carbon. We had tungsten powder along with carbon powder. Now when you put the carbon in the furnace, it just went off, the remaining tungsten powder just fell down. This is what has happened. But we only came to know after our hands were burned. So when you jump into conclusions and results, always be careful of what we are. Thoroughly check it and then claim it. Otherwise, you may land up like me. Now, so carbon was an issue. We applied for a patent in the meantime. We got a patent. See, many a times we claim I have a great patent, right? We got a great patent, but unfortunately, the story of the patent plans out to be this. That's why I told madam, please don't read the remaining biodata. Biodata actually don't tell you all the things. Now, coming back to this one, how to solve the carbon issue? Carbon and tungsten densities were quite different because it was a density separation easily in a liquid. But unfortunately, the carbon was also attaching to the tungsten in the ascorbic acid medium and carbon. So it was very difficult after lot of removal. Still a little bit of carbon also will result in tungsten carbide. Tungsten carbide we cannot use in the rod because it is a breaking material. Because of this whole process we have to shut it down. Again back to where. So what next? It is the same question to all of you. First starts with 10th class. ऐसे 10th class में what next? 10th class का result आज ही आया. Today only we got the result, and tomorrow what next? What next? Find it. Go to intermediate. Somehow we have only two options, especially Andhra, Telangana, also either MPC or WBC, or rest of it you don't consider as. You could even start the college. Medicine किस college में join करना? Engineering किस college? So business keeps on. So the same is with us. So after this, it was so called, and as usual I think there are no questions. Any?
Thank you, sir, for making session so lively and interactive. Question?
So from tungsten carbide also tungsten can be extracted because that is in tonnage. We will look at option.
Tungsten also we can use for agriculture purposes.
Not really.
Making instruments like agriculture instruments.
Sure, but the thing is that it's too heavy. In an agriculture or an industry, why do you want to load such a heavy weight? See, that's why some of the things you have to look at where the weight to. It's as simple as that. Keep it ascorbic acid because ascorbic acid we are using in a reaction.
Yeah, but it will be there.
After the reaction is completed, we are separating out the product, but the carbon content is remaining inside.
Yeah, if you calcite, the carbon content.
Calcite. That's it. If you simply put it in outside atmosphere and heat, that is the easiest of the solution. Oxygen will remove the carbon away, but at the same time, the carbon is interacting with some amount of tungsten to form tungsten carbide. And second thing, the questions were multifold. The only option that we had at that point of time was to do a density separation. In spite of the density separation, we were never able to bring the carbon content below 0.3%. And the maximum acceptable
Tungsten nanoparticles in defense due to its high strength and erosion resistance, and also vacuum for the clarification of doubts. Now I would like to invite our beloved principal ma'am, Dr. G. Nirupa, and also Head Department of Chemistry, Dr. B. Vasudha, to felicitate our key speaker, Dr. Mahendrahills. I just want to tell you a brief contribution of Sir because we missed the introduction part. Sir has contributed 40 research papers in international journals and also has 3 papers in his Good evening to one and all. Good evening, ma'am. My name is Dr. Ramila. I came from TSWRD&PGCW. The topic is viable concept. We are using photocatalyst for the degradation of organic pollutants for the sustainable environment. Okay. So here we are using not other lights, UV visible light. Visible light is means visible light is everywhere which is available. But so most of the photocatalysts require UV light. So small size is related to the I'm asking students. Nano compounds are very small compounds. So why nowadays so those
కెమెరా కోసం ఎంత దూరం ఎందుకు కోసం
react to
మొత్తం కొట్టే మన
any organic
చెప్పేసిన ఒక మాట
degrade them to the water and carbon dioxide material zinc oxide.
కొట్లే
In
ఇంకా.
terms of stability and
ఈసారి కూర్చున్నాడు నువ్వు ఆయనతో కూడా చెప్పాలి చిక్కులు కాదు కొంచెం
copper doping and
నీకు తెలియడానికి ఆయన కార్ డ్రైవర్ తెలియాలి
copper oxide and graphite
5,000 మట్టం అయితే చాలు
composite.
మేడం చెప్పారు ముందే నాకు చెంపలు పట్టు చదువు నేను ఏదో అనుకోరా ఏదో
What is the conclusion from your work? And how exactly this will be used for in the society or for research purposes?
Yeah, this material we can use. So under the sunlight we can use. No need to use.
You compare with the earlier methods?
Yes, sir. The many other methods also I have seen. High temperature zinc chloride we have used and water only solvent we have decentrate we have prepared this zinc oxide composites. Materials compared to
Nanomaterials.
yeah. No sir.
I am going to tell you a stop and extraction from TSWRD&PGCW. Back. Now, the presentation in use about the introduction about the variables and the application, what are the exact applications of the REs, variables in the current times, and the objectives, reagents for the extraction, and methodology, what are the methodologies available for the extraction of variables, and studying experimental parameters to develop a process development solution. And to that of the lutetium, variables, why? Because essentially it is a nature with the minimum concentration, but later it's found that it's available in good concentration, but the nomenclature itself it is continuing. That's so important is because of the lanthanide contraction. As we have known that because of the lanthanide contraction, these 17 elements are showing the similar chemical and physical properties. It is very difficult to separate the provision of the rare element.
ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉన్నామమ్మా ఒక 10 minutes అవి చేస్తా నేను 10 minutes చేస్తాను మా కాలేజ్ ఉన్నా especially sometimes how much time is required concentration to get the extraction, and it could be the mass of resin if it is the resin is the extractant, or it could be the concentration of the reagent and in a organophosphorus reagent widely used for the solvent extraction is 0.1 mole and 1 molar. We need to add up. These are the extraction studies. Then in the aqueous phase, they are gone to now to the organic phase. Again from organic, we want to use it in the pure form. Again, we need to get it back to cell. For that, mineral acids like HCl, HO3, H2SO4 will be needed, and we extract and that is called as stripping. That studies need to be done.
How we do this work?
How to do this work?
Where you are working on?
Where you are doing work that you are asking. Actually, it's a very high problem there. Yes.
వచ్చే వరకు సరే ఎక్కువ ఏమండి ఎక్కువ ఏమని 50 GB దాకా ఏమో
hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, nitric acid. This is the option when you recycle the material. So one of the R is recycling. So we use the starter to recycle this we use reagents and we found out the which molar ratio and which and also because we have